Well, I'm Lorina Lovett, and my background is Maori, Tongan, Aboriginal. Probably when I first found my mum, I was 15. My mum was a stolen gen with two of her brothers out of the 14, and my great-grandma was a stolen gen and her mum before her. So it was just going through the line, and it was actually in the pub on the corner, the Gertrude, well, what do they call it now? It used to be Squeezy Taylor's back then, because I was living on the streets, because I used to take off from the foster homes. And my Uncle Eugene was going through the city and he said, your mum's at Squeezy's. As soon as I seen her, she was putting herself down, telling me that she wasn't a good mum. She didn't deserve to have kids. And I said to her, it wasn't your fault. You didn't get the chance. And they never gave you the chance or believed in you. They just thought you were just another, excuse me by saying, but another black fellow that can't look after their own kids. She was asking me what I was doing and all that, and I told her, and she goes, well, you know, you're not doing that, you're staying with me. So I ended up going home with Mum and living with Mum, and that night we had rabbit stew, and I didn't have rabbit stew or any kind of rabbit before that, and I loved it. I fell in love with it from there, and then she just used to make it a thing for me to have, because it was the first dish that I enjoyed with her. And then after that she used to cook some snake and other things as well to get me used to eating Aboriginal food and that, and teaching us about our family line and our heritage.
My name's Greg Hampton, I'm the head chef at Charcoal Lane. This is Catherine and Cody. Much like rabbit stew is a traditional food that we sort of grew up eating, kangaroo is also a traditional food of Australians and Indigenous people in particular. It's a very sustainable meat. It doesn't compact our soils like domestic animals. It's very lean, it's very good for you. So we've got some crispy native saltbush here. We've cooked in some olive oil. We've got our desert peach, our quandong, some sea salt, some ground Tasmanian pepper leaf, and I've got a sauce here which is a jus, which we've flavoured with red wine and Tasmanian pepper. Catherine, you grab the salt, put some salt on there, so it coats the whole piece. And we'll pop those on the char grill. Very nice high temperature, so we seal off the meat and keep all those juices inside. The worst thing you can do with kangaroo or any of these game meats is overcook them. The most important thing is high heat, seal them off into the oven, and then let them rest when they come out. So that's our kangaroo, nice and hot. What we have to do with this, we have to cut across the grains. If we don't do that, the meat's going to be tough. It's beautiful lean meat. And then we'll just stack this up around the plate. And then the final touch will just be some of that beautiful crispy saltbush that we've got here.
My kids always ask, tell us stories about Mum and all that sort of stuff, how she was when she was growing up. And I said, well, I didn't know how she was much, I knew what she told me. But when I met her, I told them stories about their grandma and when they used to get cheeky and wouldn't get in their pyjamas and she'd try and jump into their pyjamas. She's got the Aboriginal side, so she was really small, so as soon as she tried to jump in their pyjamas, they'd jump in them. So Mum always knew how to work around kids, and they always seemed to go to sleep to her country and western and Aboriginal songs and that sort of stuff. I told her, see, you know, you've just proven to yourself that you could have been a good mum because you're a fantastic grandma, and you would have done all this with us.
When you're drawing that faded line, leading from your door and landing at your feet. All these corners, they look the same, so you're just crossing your old life again. When you walk into the crowd, becoming something you've never been before, and you realize those painted eyes are trying so hard to be real. You're losing touch, almost giving up. You're waiting for the right time to throw it all away. How are you feeling now? What will your heart allow? How are you gonna stop yourself from falling deeper down? Let me tell you something now. There's a way to get it out. A secret that can catch you right before you hit the ground. I know you're fighting. I know you're hurting. I know that screaming won't make it better. So rip off that face and tear down these walls and ask the one in the mirror, do you know me at all? Yeah. How are you feeling now? What will your heart allow? How are you gonna stop yourself from falling deeper down? Let me tell you something now. There's a way to get it out. A secret that can catch you right before you hit the ground. How are you feeling now? What will your heart allow? How are you gonna stop yourself from falling deeper down? Let me tell you something now. There's a way to get it out. A secret that can catch you right before you hit the ground. Just breathe. Yeah. And just when you wake up in the morning, all you gotta do is breathe.